Hello there, little goblin. Oh, I know you're probably scared. And I don't blame you, but there's no need to worry. I'm not going to hurt you. No, shh. Everything's going to be just fine. You've been watching me. You know what? I've been watching you too. For a few months now. It's a curious thing, really, to have someone lurking in the shadows, observing every move, leaving little gifts and surprises. I have to admit, at first I was startled, but then as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, I started to find it intriguing. A little endearing. I noticed the first time you left something for me, that tiny, intricate carving of a flower. It was so delicate, so detailed. Couldn't believe it was the work of a goblin, but there it was, sitting on my windowsill, little token of your presence. I wondered who'd left it. Wondered why. And then there were more of those little trinkets and baubles, each one more elaborate than the last. That beautifully woven little bracelet. Ah, that polished stone that seemed to glow with the light from within. That tiny vial of what I later discovered was a healing potion. That was clever of you. Each gift was accompanied by this sense of mystery, a little puzzle to be solved. Who was this unseen admirer? Started to pay more attention to my surroundings. I would catch little glimpses of you, darting between the trees, always just out of sight. I knew you were there, watching and waiting. And I began to wonder what it was you wanted. I remember the night I decided to set a trap. I was nervous at first. I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing, but I had to know. I hope you understand. I wanted to know who you were and understand why you'd been watching me. So I set the snare. I waited. Heart pounding in my chest. And now here you are. Caught. And helpless. I've got to admit, seeing you up close for the first time, it's kind of a shock. You're smaller than I'd imagined. Oh, and your eyes are so wide and filled with fear, but there is something else too. Something kind. Something curious. You're not at all what I had expected. Hello. My name is Dreamy. What's yours? Here, let me loosen this for you. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to talk. You want to know why I captured you? What I want? Well, partly I brought you inside to make you comfortable. Must have been strange for you to be in a human home after so long in the forest, but you didn't exactly try to struggle or escape, did you? Look at you just watching me. Still silent, still wary. That's all right. I don't mind having a one-sided conversation. Let's see. I assume that you've been watching me because you're curious about me as much as I'm curious about you. There's not much to know about me. I spend my life here in this cottage. I have some friends in town. Not much family. I like it out here where it's quiet and peaceful. I get a lot of work done without interruption. I'm a copywriter. I write those little blurbs that make people interested in buying a product or clicking on a web page. I suppose this isn't quite your realm, is it? No. Not yet. How about you? I wonder what your life is like. What drew you to me? Was it just curiosity? Was it loneliness? Or was it something else entirely? Huh. Not ready to tell me, huh? Not yet? That's all right. You take your time. Can I get you something to eat? Some water? Some tea? Oh. Well, at least there's that reaction. All right. I'll get you a little something then. Oh. Perhaps a piece of fruit? And here. You can use this little hand towel as a blanket. Wrap up, get comfy. And you know what? Here. This book. Lots of colorful illustrations in there. I don't know how well you read my language, if at all, but the pictures are pretty. You seem like you're relaxing a little bit. Are you feeling more comfortable? You've been watching me for a while now. Surely you must know by now that I'm not in the habit of being cruel and unkind to small creatures. Yes? So are you ready to talk to me? Why were you watching me? Oh. All right. What do you want to understand? Me? And have you? Understood me, I mean. You saw me do what? Oh, yes. That sweet little bird that fell out of the nest. He's fine. I took him in that night, and I called a wildlife rescue center to come in the morning. I promise I didn't just send him away to disappear forever. He's been rehabilitated and released into the wild again. I can imagine without context that must have seemed very strange. Me seeming to care and then suddenly sending him off to disappear forever. You're right, I wouldn't do that. But I can see why, if that was one of the first times you saw me, it might be hard to reconcile that concept with my character. Wait, so when I planted that garden, did you think I was just trying to lure in new innocent animals to Send off to God knows where. Yeah, no. It was for me and for whatever animals wanted to partake. Did plant the zinnias and the marigolds for the butterflies and the hollyhocks for hummingbirds, and the phlox, those were for both. Of course, the deer really liked the fruit trees. Oh, and the roses. They really love the roses. Oh. That was you. Were you taking the roses for... Oh, that's sweet. Did your mother enjoy them? I'm glad. No. I'm not angry. I planted them knowing that some of them would be gone anyway. Like I said, deer really love roses. I'm glad your mother got to appreciate some of them. And it's not different than what I've done for my mother. Okay, yes, I usually ship her flowers. But, I mean, same theory. We bring our mothers flowers. I work to make money to be able to ship flowers to my mother. You just cut out the middleman and go get the flowers yourself. No, I suppose we're not all that different. Yes, exactly. Goblin or human, we all seek connection. We all want understanding. We all want love. We all want the approval of our parents. We're all mostly kind. And we all have our moments of being less than kind. So tell me, what else have you discovered while you were studying the human? Oh? What did you learn about yourself? You're right. Bridging the gap between our worlds is no small feat, small creature. I am very impressed. Oh? What else did you learn? Watching over me. Watching over me as opposed to just watching me. Okay. What did you protect me from? I'm sorry, that sounds very patronizing. I don't mean it to be. Oh. No, you're right. I wouldn't have wanted rodents in my house. I mean, they're cute and all. Don't get me wrong, and everything has a right to live, but, once they come into my house, well, humans and rodents don't do well together. They can carry diseases that would affect me, and if they got into my food, well, one little mouse could destroy an entire bag of grain. I couldn't eat it if I saw a little nibble at the corner because I don't know how far they got into it. So, yeah, I suppose you did watch over me. Thank you. Oh my goodness, what did you do to the mouse? Oh. No, I'm not judging. I wouldn't judge. I wouldn't, I mean, who am I to judge? I eat cows. It's not really a lot different now, is it? Given the size difference. More impressive, actually, because, the cows I eat don't fight back. Ooh. Well done, little goblin. Very brave. And also very resourceful. Oh, it sounds like the water for our tea is about done. I'll go make us a couple of cups. Little goblin, you don't have to. You're free to go if you like, but, would you like to stay over the night? I'd like to get to know you a little better. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like that too. All right, well, I'll go get that tea then. Hey, Cupcakes. Hello. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for all of your time and your attention, for your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And also, welcome to my newest patrons, Rados and Boston Look. It's so very nice to have you. Those two arrived just in time for my Sunday Patreon exclusive that is going to be a little bit too hot for, not just a little bit, it's going to be downright way too hot for YouTube. So thank you also to all of my Bakers and Pound Cake tier level subscribers who help me to do this 5-6 days a week. It's so very nice to have your support. There's Tomas Rogers, That One Brit, Your Skating Wolfie, Nosti, Rogue Scholar, Barry Wilburn, Esteed, Anon, SLE Photo, Harper Evolution, Wolf9004, Succubus Slave, Malicilo, Army Guy 007, Mr. Fabulous, Lou, Bunny, Tiny the Taxman, Meryl, Inline Flaws, Onan, Darth Mythos, Red Death 48, Always Able, Vagar, Moon, Old Bin UK, Kahlua Bear Forces, Cody, Artlow, Pierce Tailish, and Christian Kaleopa'a. You guys are the cream in my coffee, the icing on my cake, and the cherry on top. I am so glad to have you in my life. I hope you will all be as good to yourselves as you are to me, and I will speak to you on Tuesday.